Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release, in high res where available. Welcome everyone to February 1982. We last left playing Wizard and the Princess for the Atari home computer, and let's see what our next game is. We're next going to the IBM PC, and this is Ball. Just Ball, the word Ball. You know in the 1982 when it's only one word for the game. We have no information for this one, so this is by Tom Springle. Some freeware in February 16th, 1982. The object of this game is to shoot a pea from a pea shooter at the upper left-hand corner of the screen with the correct velocity so it lands in the tree at the bottom of the screen. The bigger the velocity you enter, the farther the pea will travel. Correct velocity should range from 30 to 110. So this is a virtual pea shooter game, I guess? Yes, finally get to watch live. Welcome back, L. Curtis B. So, what do? Well, you just put in a velocity. Like, you look down at the bottom of the screen, right here by my shoulder, and we say, I don't know, 30. Where's it going to go? And then the pea shooter just drops. And, okay, it obviously wasn't far enough. Let's try 70. And it shoots out further. And you're just trying to get it to land on the spot here. I'll move my body. You can see far over on the left side. You're just trying to get it to land on that. Let's do 85. And that is the game. Yes, we got one. I'm actually surprised we made it, but that's the whole game. That is the idea. As we break the game. So Ball, very underwhelming. In fact, that is so simple, rudimentary. It's actually kind of typical for the IBM at this time. But for all the games we've seen, I would give this a 0. Because it is honestly like an it is the basic programming of a video game. It is putting in a number and seeing the output of it, and that's it. It's so simple. So it is not very fun, not very enjoyable, considering the other computers we've seen for the time. So I'm going to say 0 for Ball. And with that, let's press forward and see our next game. We're next going to the Apple II, and this is Kabul Spy. Let's take a look at the box for Kabul Spy. Oh, nice artwork for a computer game. Oh, there we go, by Serious Software. Looks like we're going to be doing the James Bond, maybe, role there. Oh, with Human Cannibal, definitely. Yeah, big time. Let's flip it over on the back. Kabul Spy. Ali, excellent. You've chosen to play Kabul Spy. You're an agent searching Afghanistan to rescue Professor Paul Eisenstadt. He was captured in May of 1981, perhaps by the KGB. An unfortunate incident because of this, shall we say, sensitive knowledge. You'll have to be sure no one gets this information, but then you are not known for your works of charity. You'll begin in Balwanpur, Pakistan, and move northward toward the Afghanistan border. A guide will meet you on the town of Quetta and move you across to Afghanistan. So this is probably a spy adventure game. So that sounds fun. We also have a manual for this one too, but first let's see if we have the artwork for Kabul Spy. Yeah, the 5 1/4 floppy disk Serious Software, and this even has the Origin System sleeve on it, which I don't think it's a thing yet. It will be, though. Yeah, let's see the manual for Kabul Spy. To begin your assignment. Yeah, they're not doing the Mission Impossible trope. They're definitely doing 007 here. And it looks like they're giving you instructions of how to load the game, which we don't go through, but you gotta admit, in 1982, there are plenty of games that still take a lot more effort to load, considering the other consoles out there. So playing the game is accomplished by entering commands on the keyboard. Oh, it's a text adventure game. Kabul Spy will understand almost any sentence. However, it's very important that a verb always precede the noun or object of the sentence. It's the two-word text parser. In some cases, you may find it necessary to include noun clauses like move the rock with the lever. Wait, what? It's not the two-word text parser. As with other adventure games, some experimentation may be necessary in certain situations. I love how they say that, expecting it to be nice and easy. It's not all rosy in Adventureland. When you want to speak to another character, you say ask or say, like say hello to the girl. Movement may be accomplished by several ways, like north, south, east, and west, or NSU. You can also say enter building. Go door. Go door is still a thing in this game. You have multiple commands accepted as long as the input line is no longer than 40 characters. So an impressive text parser, not just the two-word text parser. And then other commands are save, resume, score, concise, and they actually give you a list here. This is pretty good. And then you can also say hint, I for inventory, L for look, the usual tropes we've seen with text adventure games. And then save. Got to make sure you save. With also scoring in the game. All right, so for versions, looks like we said double-sided density floppy disk, so we have 2 sides of Kabul Spy. Let's slide it in and play. This is Serious Software. We're playing some Kabul Spy in February 1982. Does it live up to the hype of other adventure games? Is it a graphic adventure game? Only time will tell. I'm going to go and do a little bit of speed up. As we fast forward, yeah, there we go. Kabul Spy. This is a game of strategy, cunning, and a little luck that will keep you entertained for quite some time. Now for the story, which I think it's the same story you read on the back of the box. Yes, so we're here to rescue someone else. We've landed in Balawalpur, Pakistan. You will find a guide waiting for you in the town of Quetta. He will help you cross into Afghanistan. Oh, insert. We got to flip the disc over. All we get is the first side. So I'm going to flip us over. Our virtual flipping over. Doing it in real life, you had to move the slot, lift it up, and just pretend we're doing that. And then press 2. Let's go. Oh, it's graphic. Nice. So you're standing outside the airport terminal building. Fields of tall grass around the airport. A door is seen to the north and a sign east. So no joystick or all keyboard here. Let's go north. Yeah, oh, very impressive. High-res graphic adventure game. You're in a small airport terminal. To the south, the door leads outside. To the west is a ticket counter. Well, let's go to that ticket counter. Yeah, this is actually pretty good for a 1982 adventure game. You're in front of the ticket counter. On the wall is a sign. To the east is a lobby. To the north, you see a bus. Is that... Oh, okay. And a young woman waits behind the counter. You see a book of matches. All right, so get those matches. Book of matches, got it. Oh, they didn't change the screen. Usually they wipe the screen, redraw it again whenever you get the matches. All right, so let's buy a ticket. If I spell it right. She hands you a ticket and takes your money. And then let's go north. There you go. You're in the doorway with an extremely old bus. The driver looks at you and holds out his hand. To the south, a door leads inside. And then we say, give ticket. We're going. Did the spies always take the bus? You're in an old railroad terminal. You can see the trains moving through the yard. A door leads outside to the west. To the east is a ticket counter. Oh, so that means we've made the trip. All right, so let's go west to the ticket counter. Yeah, the graphics, high-res. This is an excellent graphic adventure game for the time. You're standing on a set of railroad tracks leading to the north and south. To the east is the terminal. To the west are several men standing by a boxcar. You see American cigarettes. We do? I don't see any American cigarettes. Where? On the railroad tracks? Anybody know the term hunt the pixel or find the pixel? Maybe the cigarettes are right there, that one pixel. All right, so we'll just say get cigarettes. Yeah, definitely, I agree. All right, we got them. All right, let's go east. We're setting up our spy mission. You're in an old railroad terminal. Okay, so let's go drop all. A sharp, nasty knife dropped. A book of matches dropped. American cigarettes dropped. All right, so let's get money. A money belt. Got it. And then let's go west. So if you're just now tuning in and you wanted to see the real experience of 1982 playing text adventure games, the struggle, the strife, and so forth, then check out my older videos because we did do that. Now I'm following all walkthroughs for text adventure games because it makes this process a little smoother to go through and you can see a little bit more of the game. Because before we were starting off, I think the first high-res adventure game we played by Roberta and Kim Williams, we only lasted a few minutes before we didn't even get anywhere. It was one screen. So I wanted to see a little bit more of the screens, but back in the day, no, there were no walkthroughs. Maybe if you sent in or mailed in that you wanted help, then they would send something back. No, it probably won't end well. Okay, so now we go west again. Let's keep going. We're surrounded by several tough-looking men. As you try and back away from them, you are clubbed from behind. Uh-oh. And we got knocked unconscious. So now we're in the damn prison cell. There's very little light in here, and you hear troops marching in the distance. An old man draws in the dirt near you. Okay. So let's look. Oh, can't look yet. A guard approaches the cell and looks through the bars. So let's do look dirt. The drawing looks like a building with a fence around it. On the drawing is the word Tarsadan. Nice. All right, so let's try bribe guard. Looking nervous, the guard says, "What can you offer me if I help you escape?" Give, how about $205? Now, all these commands we're typing in are the ones that would be possible for you to work correctly. But some of these games have different options, different things you can type that are close or similar. But back then, you had to know what the computer would accept, because even if you knew the puzzle or how to solve the puzzle, like, for example, when we played Mystery House, how to get in the house, we didn't know to type go door. We tried open door, walk through, and we tried lots of different things. But you have to know what the computer wants to say to understand what to do next. I think you called, yeah, you called it. We were going to get mugged once we got rid of our weapon. So you can see the way the game works. You're a spy, and you get to play the game as a spy. So cool concept for an adventure game. And that's a little simple tidbit we'll play of Kabul Spy. Yeah, every different adventure game had different things they would accept or understand. So sometimes you would, like, we played some adventure games where I say, look, and the game goes, I have no idea what look is. And I just put my face palm. What? You don't understand what look is? All right, so Kabul Spy is a great time. I'd say about average for everything we've seen up to this point, 3 stars. For computer games, I even say maybe above average because of the graphic adventure game. The text parser was more impressive, but I'll still say around 3 stars for the average game we've seen up to this point. It also depends on your flavor. Do you like text adventure or not? All right, with that, let's press forward and see our next game. All right, still on the Apple II, and this is Bomber Attack. Let's take a look at Bomber Attack, starting with the box. This is another one by Avalon Hill Company, part of their Arcade Pack 3. Oh, it looks like statistics on the front of the box, which means maybe it is not tactical. So let's flip it over on the back. There is the example of the cassette tape. Bomber Attack is a real-time, fast-action game that puts you in command of a supersonic bomber over enemy terrain. You can see the enemy's factories, airstrips, ammunition dumps, and missile installations stretched out below your flight path. You secure your bomb bay, are 25 megaton super bombs, and your mission is drop all 25 bombs on locations before the enemy can bomb you down. Now, this is interesting. This is a company that started off doing tactical strategy games, and we've now seen arcade-style games, which means, guess what sells? The arcade games. So it's funny seeing companies that started off doing only strategy switch, and we haven't seen SSI do this. SSI is still full-on strategy tactical. All right, so any other artwork we have for Bomber Attack? We have the advertisement, a peak above the rest. So this is an Avalon Hill advertisement with, I think it's a little bit later, but it does have Bomber Attack in that pile of other games. And you can see a majority of them are strategy games, tactical ones. I even see Dune on there, which I think this must be a way later advertisement flyer. If it's the Dune I'm thinking of, or maybe it's just the book Dune, if you wanted to read some of it. And there's our cassette tape we'll be popping in. As usual, Avalon Hill makes their software available for Atari, Commodore, and Apple, depending on which side you flip it over. All right, so let's see what the manual has for Bomber Attack. Is it really an arcade game? What do you need for this one? 16K on Atari, 8K on the PET, 16K on Apple II, and then obviously the game we already read from the back of the box, but there it is. I love it when they describe what you're going to see on the screen. What are those things? Those are trees, fighter, runway, anti-aircraft gun, supply depot, factory, and hospital. So it said don't drop it on the hospitals, obviously. We want to drop it on the factory, which they made them pretty close. Factory and hospital are close. Bombing Attack is a 2-part load. Oh, loading. Don't need to do that. But yeah, you had to follow these instructions back then. To play Bomber Attack on your... Oh, nice. So this is the joystick from the top down. If you're playing on Atari. So this would be the Atari joystick. They have the PET joystick example? No, it uses keyboard. What about Apple II? They don't. Okay, so let me give one example of holding the joystick. All the controls are dive and climb, and then dropping the bomb with one button. And anything else? No, the instructions are just instructions of what to do with the joystick and loading the game. It doesn't have anything about the game itself. All right, here we go. Let's pop it and play some Bomber Attack. It's February 17th, 1982. Let's go. Oh yeah, this one's a little bit different. We don't have to do commands, but this one is going to be running from tape. Got to keep it fresh and fun. Everything can't be all roses here. Because back in 1982, you spent a long time getting these games to go. Bomber Attack by Avalon Hill. Do you want instructions? Yes, we do. Your mission is to pilot the bomber and attack the enemy targets. You'll be given 25 bombs. You can sustain 2 hits before it'll crash. Your mission score will increase for every target partially or totally destroyed. Your score will be reset to 0 if you attack a hospital. Whoa, it wipes the score if you attack a hospital? Your bomb supply will be replenished and should attain a mission score of 100 every 200 points thereafter. There we go. Good luck. The game uses paddle 0 if it's hooked up, and it is. The button drops bombs, and the paddle controls the bomber elevation. Turn left to descend, hold in the center to maintain altitude, and turn right to climb. If you don't have a paddle, the program uses keys 8, 9. Oh yeah, we're using the joystick, though. All right, let's see what it's like. What do you got, Avalon Hill? Please indicate desired skill level. Okay, so I'm thinking we're going to go beginner, since we never played before. But yeah, controls are up and down, and then there is bombing. I'm pretty sure that was a factory and not a hospital. Oh, gosh. Okay, the gun turret's right there. Notice how we're getting very, very slow. It's not smooth Apple II gameplay. Yeah, this is, I would say, a much lower quality than the other games we've seen, considering we just saw Star Blazer and a few other scrolling shooters on the Apple II. Oh, no, that's the hospital. And score was reset. Looks like I'm missing the shots, which is good, but I only have so many bombs, and they said that once you use your supply up, that's it. It's just how many things can you hit and get the best score with the bombs given to you. But this is it as far as the way the gameplay works. There's only one attack mode, just the bombs. Now, given the time period, you could find enjoyability in this if this is all you had for the Apple II, and we're down. All right, let's try Pilot. We practiced enough. We're ready for the big thing. Oh, they make it go faster. Nice. Oh, now I want to see how fast the scrolling goes. Maybe they were slowing it down just because of the difficulty. But we have no way to attack behind us. It's just the one bomb. So if the plane shows up, you're just dodging. Yep, and we're down. Okay, let's try Ace. How fast does it go? Oh, there we go. Okay, so you can still tell it's using, it looks like tile-based graphics, but the speed is actually a little quicker. We're going to go down even faster that time. There you go. So a quick example of bomber attack. I'm actually a little underwhelmed because microcomputer games in Avalon Hill, they usually have something that they spend a lot of time on. Well, usually tactical and strategy based, but bomber attack, I'd say it's subpar for sure. I wouldn't say bad. It's close to being a bad game, but I can see myself getting better at it, learning the controls and so forth. Oh yeah, 2 stars, bad. It's like right on the edge of, is it bad or is it below average? It's, you know what? Competition is fierce in 1982. We're saying it's bad. It's the best of the bad. 2 stars for bomber attack. And with that, let's press forward and see our next game. Yes. Now, let's see what's in the world of the TI-99.
For the first time in his life, he's struggling.
Oh no.
Having a hard time in math. He needs help.
He needs help.
He can get that help with the home computer from Texas Instruments. It has more educational cartridges than any other computer. They challenge, encourage, make learning fun. The home computer from Texas Instruments. It can give your child a head start in school that could last a lifetime.
Oh, we must get the Texas Instruments computer now. Poor little Jimmy isn't doing well in school. Does this mean that Texas Instruments isn't selling computers very well, and now they got to tug on people's heartstrings to sell systems? So that's the advertisement that they're now doing in 1982 for the TI-99 4A. I guess it's a good thing we didn't see Bill Cosby. So for this one, we really have a basic artwork. This is 007 Aqua Base. This is a beginning adventure game where you're a secret agent 007. Your mission is to find the computer operator and plan to blow up the world. So bizarre that in February we got 2 games that are spy-based games on home computers. I know the other one was Kabul Spy for the Apple II, but just bizarre. But this is age 12 to adult, and it is another text-based adventure game. There's the example of the cassette tape to play. And then, oh yeah, I wanted to show off some of the artwork because this is another game that we didn't get. To show you how the game looks as far as a text game, it's basically like the Scott Adams adventure games. It breaks the game up into 2 screens. Top shows you where you are, bottom shows you the commands you've typed in, and you can see you're going to different locations, solving puzzles, and you can see you have to use the ID card, remote control. Your car turns into a submarine at some point of the game, and you say "Go car" to go in the car, and then whenever you die, what does it say? It says too late, the world exploded. You want to try again? So if you lose the game, then the whole world blows up. But this is a game that we could not get, so we're gonna have to mark it as broken. As far as a text game, though, I'll just say 1 star for now. If someone can give me a copy or find one, the reason is we only are playing the cartridge-based games on the TI 99-4A, and if you want to be able to play it, let me know. We'll re-rate it again, of course. And with that, let's press forward and see our next game. We're back on the Apple II, and this is Rainbow Zone. Let's take a look at Rainbow Zone. No artwork for this one. All we have is a made-up disc and then a few screenshots. But curious. Let's slide the disc in and play. It's February 20th, 1982, and this is Rainbow Zone. I don't know if the kiddie version was of Dr. No or not. We've now been booting up and playing so many different DOS versions of Apple II because they've now been cataloged, cracked, and so forth. Like you can see this cracked screen. That we're the masters of the different ways to boot up games on the Apple II. Rainbow Zone. It's an actual rainbow. Now I feel like we're still playing a kid game. High Powered Games presents Rainbow Zone. All right, now I want to see if the joystick works for us. So we got the Apple II joystick in. Nothing's responding yet. Oh, we're in now. Attack wave 1. Okay, the turret moves for us. Let's see what happens when I shoot. What? The plane goes off. No way. So you dispatch planes down at the bottom, and it looks like my reserves went out. It says I have 3 left over in the top, but I have full control of the plane up here, and it looks like, oh yeah, they're bombing down on my reserve planes on the ground. Now, can I land? You see, I can. Whoa! So you can use the turret after you land the plane, or can we get another ship in the air? Let's see. Oh, that's great. So the controller has 2 buttons on the Apple joystick, and so, uh-oh, am I down? Yeah, I'm down. Now I got the turret left. Very cool. So this is a game that you're able to use not just a fixed shooter turret, but you also have planes at your disposal. Reserve planes destroyed. You've been demoted to private, 3rd class. Aw, demoted. Darn. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's do it again. Attack wave 1. We're going in again. So I have getting a plane off the ground. Can I shoot both? No, when I try both buttons, it only allows me to shoot. Wait a second. Did I just move to... Oh, nice. You can go to another screen and get them before... It's not just all on the same screen. Okay, so you can actually leave. Let's say this guy's running away. I can go get him. Well, I thought I could go get him. He's too fast for me. And when he lands... I'm just creeping along the ground. Wow, okay, that's pretty cool. A very rare treat for the time to see that. Uh-oh, not good, not good. And again, both reserve planes are destroyed. So you probably want to stay on the first screen because the bombs that come down from the planes are going to knock everybody out. Yeah, let's go again. We haven't even got through 1 attack wave here. So I want to land on the ground and see. It is that button, and then the second button is how, and I can take things off. Oh man, yep, and you want to be able to stop them before they get over on this side. So you could move ahead. Now, first glance at this game, I thought I was getting into something simple that I could understand, but it's more complex than I thought. No, and they bomb so quickly. There's no difficulty scale. There's no way I can say I want to play on easy or hard. It's just go. But it's just cool that you have control of the turret and the planes, and you have enemies coming from the air and from the And from the ground, you can see on the side. Can I get that guy? No. I wonder if only the turret can get him. But whenever you leave the screen, there's still action happening off screen, which is very impressive. If I leave and they come and bomb the side, it's going to happen in real time. It looks like it already did. Someone came by and bombed without me being there. No, you can't get in the Jeep to... It's funny that whenever you land the plane, though, you can slide along the ground as if you were a Jeep. When you're in the air as the plane and you hit the first button, button 0, then you have the shot. But if you're on the ground and hit button 0, then you control the turret. So right now I'm controlling the turret on the other screen, believe it or not. And if I want to, I can move. Uh-oh, yep. And we're demoted because all planes... Oh, if reserve planes are destroyed, then you're out. Very nice. Now, it's not very impressive with sound. It's not very impressive with graphics, but Rainbow Zone offers a few things we haven't seen before, so I'm going to say above average. 3.5 stars for Rainbow Zone. Very, very fun. I want to play a lot more of it. That's great. Yeah, it does. To know what's off the screen, that would be helpful. All right, so Rainbow Zone, kind of surprising. Okay, let's press forward and see our next game. We're next on the IBM again. This is Wallbanger. Another one we don't have any artwork or graphics for, so we're just going to go and play some Wallbanger. Another one by Tom Springle. It's February 23rd, 1982. Welcome to the Wallbanger. Press I for instructions. Yeah, what's the instructions? I think I got it after the first screen. It's modeled after Breakout by Atari. The object is to destroy the wall at the top of the screen by hitting it with a ball. Oh no, we saw another IBM Breakout clone. This may not be good. Looks like it's left and right arrow keys on the keyboard. Hit the ball in the center will cause the ball to bounce smoothly off the paddle. Hitting it near the edge will put English on it. So at least they have English on it. When you're ready, push escape or any key to play. Okay, here we go. I don't know what to expect. Oh no, yeah, it's ASCII only. Oh my goodness. This is very disappointing. In fact, we've seen a better version of Breakout on systems like the ZX80 or ZX81, but this is atrocious. And we played tons of Breakout. We're not even done with all the Breakout clones out there. Oh man. Yeah, it's doable. It almost reminds me of if you had the IBM, you spent a lot of money on your IBM system, and you got a game that, you know, was something copied, because this was something that Tom Springle did himself. It wasn't published by anybody. So I can understand you just playing this for the fun of it. But considering the other games we've seen to this point, yikes. Yeah, it is not. That is correct. All right, so Wallbanger. I'm going to say it works, but barely. For the games we've seen up to this point, I'll say 1 star. If that was all you got, I could see you playing for the IBM, but we played everything, and for home computers, there's much better out there. All right, after Wallbanger, let's see where we're going now. We're back on the Apple II, and this is Lazer Maze. Not familiar with this one. A few titles come out that I've heard the name before, but there's others that are like Lazer Maze. Pretty generic. Let's take a look at the box for Lazer Maze. Avant-Garde Creations did this one. Nice box front. It kind of gives you a preview of what's going to happen. Shooting lasers and reflecting them off. It's like a Deflect or Slash Ball, I guess. Maybe it's a clone of those. You're in the Hall of Laser Justice. A keen eye and quick trigger finger are the keys to victory. Unexpected entertainment, a unique arcade action game. Space travel is commonplace in the 24th century, but every galaxy in the Federation has become wearied with war, greed, killing, suffering, and especially the devastating effects of nuclear weapons and radiation. Now, I usually read the lore, but bear in mind, it's 1982. Everything you knew about the game was either in a magazine you saw or while you're in the store about to buy it. So when you're in the store buying the game, you are looking and reading about the game, and a lot of times they throw all this lore out there, but we know, we've seen so many games. We've seen stuff, man. We've seen too much. It doesn't need to have a lot of the lore. Just get to the game. Because this right here is a story that doesn't mean anything until we actually see what's happening. But in 1982, you do that. You flip it over, read the back, and want to know more about the game to convince you to buy it. All right, so let's see. Does it say anything about the game itself on the back of the box? It looks like it's going through, we're in the 24th century in the future, and there's guards that are going to attack us. The combatants practiced this event before the big day came. It was via computer simulation. The enclosed disc contains a copy of the simulation of Lazer Maze Justice, which I guess they shortened it to Lazer Maze. In the game, you'll be guessing where your laser beam will exit. If you guess right, you'll destroy the alien. But if you guess wrong, it'll be curtains for you. He'll throw one of his throwing bombs at you. Okay, so possibly a puzzle game then. Here's an advertisement flyer for Lazer Maze, or Avant-Garde Software. Lazer Maze is right there in the center with a few others that I think we've only seen Jump Jet, and I don't believe we've seen High-Res Computer Golf 2. So Avant-Garde may be a later advertisement flyer. And there's our 5 1/4 floppy disk for the Apple II. No manual for this one, so we're just going to pop it in play. It is February 23rd, 1982, and this is Lazer Maze. Yeah, the front of the box did look like a Berserk clone, right? I'm going to speed this one up. This one's originally by James D. Spain. Way to go, James. Oh, there we go. Do you want instructions? Yes. Yes, we do. Going to see if we need to fast forward again. We're so spoiled here on Chronologically Gaming. There was a lot of waiting back then. If you wanted to try to play a bunch of games in a row in 1982, you'd have to wait a long time. Okay, there you go. All right, so... Oh, I thought I said instructions. Let's go. Get instructions. We got a grid forming in front of us. Each number around the box represents a place where the laser beams may either enter or exit. Press return. Oh, okay. The slanted lines represent reflective baffles that deflect the laser beams to the right, left, up, or down. Okay, so it's not deflect or slash ball. Looks like it, though, with the slashes. The object of the game is to figure out where each laser beam will exit from the box. Notice that a beam entering at 22 hits the reflector and moves straight up to come out at 11. Yes, I see. They represent where you are, I'm guessing, on the side. There we go. The beam enters at 20, does not hit any reflectors, and just exits at 40. So this is a pretty good tutorial. For the time, this is extremely helpful, telling you what the game is and explaining, you know, where you are starting on the grid and where it's going to go. And I'm guessing we're just going to be finding out where the laser is and taking a guess. Now you try one. Where does the beam number 29 come out? All right, it's going to go out 38. Nice. Good, you did it. Does it continue the tutorial just telling us... Hit enter. Okay, there you go. The game gets more interesting when the beam hits more than one reflector. Where does beam 33 come out? All right, everyone answer. Where does 33 come out? Got to be 16, right? So definitely not a Berserk clone. Good call. Now, if a beam enters at 31, where does it come out? 49. This competition is for hardcore challenges only. If you hit a letter or out of range, you'll have to restart. The object of the game is to correctly predict the beam exit location as fast as you can. Beam score is based on the number of baffles hit and how fast you have your prediction. Bonuses are given for correctly predicting especially complex pathways. Enter numbers by pressing the keys firmly. Clock keeps running until both digits have been entered. Each game is different. I'll restart twice to distinguish escape from hitting a wrong key. Okay. I got the idea. I know what Lazer Maze is. It's not even a maze. It's not a top-down maze game. It's not a Berserk clone. It is more like a puzzle game. A game for sharp eyes and quick wits. Now, puzzle games in 1982 were a different breed compared to the puzzle games we're used to seeing. And this one's a cool idea. It's a similar idea to the deflect and slash ball, but turning it into just asking the question. All right, what's the output of laser number 29? Quick! 20. And the animation is a nice touch, but it's still a puzzle game. That'll be 17, right? And so you just try to do it quick. 49. Good call. Output of 42. That'll be 23, right? Output of 26. 33. Now, I know this is easy now. I bet they're going to add tons of mirrors and reflectors all over the place. This is going to go crazy. Is that 21? Oh, yeah, this is great. Okay, so for puzzle games, they're either only for the super intellectual or they're boring. And so this is a very good puzzle game for the time. I'm going to say it's enjoyable easy to learn. We didn't play long enough to increase the complexity, but I'm sure they add more reflectors and make it crazy. I'm going to say because of how fun it is and the idea, I'll say 3.5 stars for Lazer Maze. It's not your normal game that you'd play in 1982. And it's just, I would say, even barely above average. I could be close to saying average, but give it a notch above. But I'll just say 3.5. It's great. All right, with that, let's see what our next game is. It's time to go to the arcade. This is The Amazing Adventures of Mr. F. Lee. Let's take a look at the advertisement flyer. This is by Pacific Novelty. The Amazing Adventures of Mr. F. Lee and his friends. Very colorful advertisement flyer. Nothing on the back of the flyer. It looks like for controls we have a 4-way joystick with a jump button. There's the arcade marquee. I'm guessing, was this licensed or was this made just for the arcade? It feels like it came from something else. We went through everything really fast. All right, let me just go into screenshots. All right. We're going to the arcade. It's February 25th, 1982, and this is The Amazing Adventures of Mr. F. Lee. Let's see what it's like. Been a while since we've been in the arcade. We've been in computer world so long. Jump from dog to dog. Get the flea into dog houses. Avoid the lawnmowers. Don't let time run out. Oh, nice. It's a Frogger variant. And you're playing as a little flea, and you hop from dog to dog. No logs, no river. Okay, I got the idea. We like Frogger here. Let's put a coin in. And let's put some more coins in case they give us some more stuff. And then push start. Oh, what's this? Pick a pup. Wait, we have 4 games to play. Okay, let's check out Lawnmower. We're going up to the top. Lawnmower is the first variant to play. So I'm in the center of the screen, hopping myself along, jumping on the back of a dash hound. And you just go from dog to dog. Yep. Just like playing Frogger. I would say the controls feel a little slippery, if that's weird to say for Frogger. It doesn't feel as responsive. Maybe because my character is bouncing up and down. But the constant music happening in the background, giving it a very carnival feel. And Frogger is still very, very fresh at the time, so it's a welcome change. Nice, with more public domain music. Oh, we finished it. We go to another one. Okay, so let's do, I don't know, Dog's Hollow. So we're going over on this side. And now it's like we're playing a variant of Donkey Kong. And I have a jump button. Jump feels it feels like very heavy gravity on the jump. But multiple game modes is kind of interesting. What's also interesting is this year we're going to be seeing Tron in the arcade, which does the same formula. Let's have different games you can play or split them off. And it's not the first time we've seen this in the arcade. There's been other, like the shooting gallery game, Ghost House, I believe, was another one that does this, where you can play different games on one cabinet. But this is doing it really well, picking the most popular games at the time. We got Frogger, then Donkey Kong. And whenever you complete it, then you go to the next... Let's see if we can get it all the way. Go, yep, there we go. Also notice how much color we're getting on the screen, which is pretty impressive for 1982. Got me again, same one. Yeah, call out those public domain songs. That's great. Oh, but Why Do Fools Fall in Love? I don't think it was public domain at this point. Oh, is that it? That's all we get for the first try? And it resets, so you have to finish every single one in one go if you wanted to see the next part. All right, we're trying the next game mode. This is on the dog's back. There we go. We're really the flea on the dog's back. What are you? You land in the dog's paw and you die? Oh, there's spots. Fleas can't go on spots, I guess. It will not let me switch over to another game mode in the middle. Like if I die on this one, I'm stuck on this until I complete it. Or lose all the lives. Then you put another coin and start from the beginning. Now, this is a game mode that is not based on any game we've seen taking this formula, but fairly simple. But bear in mind, the platformer or a side-scrolling jumping game is really fresh. So this is still pretty cool. And we celebrate. We're king of the fleas. Alright, so let's check out the last one, Dog's Tales. Press jump. No way! Wait a second, this is like Jungle King. Where you have to time the jump correctly based on the swinging of the tails. Or they used it with the vines of Jungle King, but we haven't seen Jungle King yet. Or the variant of Jungle King. Oh, they made it really easy. It didn't have the same challenge, or... It seems like this wasn't as polished compared to Jungle King. But the idea, though, let's jump from tail to tail. Feels like it was ripped off. But we haven't seen it yet. Alright, so there you go. That's the amazing adventures of Mr. F. Lee. Of all the games we've seen up to this point, for arcade games, taking formulas from other games and turning into a variant is a really smart idea. It didn't feel as polished, and we already don't rate games that are a variant of other ones, because obviously the original is where it's at. And so I would take it down because of that, but then the other thing is they had multiple game modes, which pushes it up. So it kind of puts it in an interesting predicament. Of all the arcade games we've ever played, this is a rare find and very good for the time. I'm going to say about 4 stars. It is an excellent arcade game. Of all the arcade games we played, it's not, I wouldn't say is one of the best games you could play, just because the controls don't feel as refined as the source material it's based on, but still great. 4 different games to play, ripping off other things we've seen and like. Yeah, so 4 stars. Love it. Yeah, Gorf is a good shout out, definitely. All right, and with that, let's see where we're going now. It's back to the Apple II, and this is Campaign Trilogy. Let's take a look at the artwork for Campaign Trilogy, starting with the advertisement flyer. This is by Synergistic Software. 3 different titles here. App Venture to Atlantis, Odyssey. We've seen Odyssey. I don't believe we've seen App Venture. We will very soon. But then down at the bottom is the Campaign Trilogy. It has 3 adventure games on 1 disc. Dungeon Campaign, Wilderness Campaign, and Sorcerer's Challenge. For the low price of $29.95. And we just go into screenshots after that. No manual for this one. We have, again, a double-sided floppy disk, so let's slide it in. It's February 25th, 1982, and this is Campaign Trilogy. Let's see what happens. This one's based on 3 games that we actually had Dungeon Campaign on the channel back in 1978, if you want to look back there. But I wouldn't look too hard because the game wouldn't load for us. It crashed. Now we get Redemption on Dungeon Campaign along with the other 2. So we got Wilderness Campaign, Sorcerer's Challenge, and Dungeon Campaign. So let's start off first with Wilderness Campaign. It's number 1. Choose number 1, and you can see how this plays out. It's very similar to Dungeon Campaign. I think it takes a while to load. Let's fast forward. We're entering the world of, you're not really in 1982, sorry. All right, so you want to play older, new game? New game. This is by Robert C. Clardy. Way to go, Robert. All 3 of these are. Translated to Applesoft by David Dickens. Way to go, David. Yes, the Apple II slow graphics wipe. Now, this one's going to be keyboard only, does not use any Apple joystick. You can see it's drawing in all the elements of the screen. All you're doing in Wilderness Campaign is your character needs to move from one side to the other, and different things happen as you move across. Kind of similar to the formula we saw in Odyssey, the complete adventure. Very difficult to describe. Okay, so we play as a pixel over here in the corner. You're in the plains. What is your command? So if I say west, you'll see me move my pixel west. Every time you move, a random event might happen. So right now, nothing's happening. I'll just move north now. And I'm just doing the cardinal directions on the keyboard. Going west, going west, going north. And you can see there's a day and night cycle that happens in this game. Going west, going north. We're running out of food. No, it's like it's like a Calabeth all over again. We're in the plains. Keep going. Now, this one is based more on survival. Here we go. You come upon a deer crevasse. You need 15 plank to continue. Do you have one? And we say, no, we do not. Sorry, without the right equipment, you'll have to go back. And you're like, well, there's nothing there. That's because every time you move, it's making a random scenario or some situation to happen for you. All right, so we'll go north. Let's see if we see what's on this tree. No, nothing in the tree. You've entered a remote village in the plains. Will you C, change money, M, go to the market, H, hire bearers, F, hire fighters, or L, leave? All right, so we want to hire fighters. How much are you offering? 10? What will you give me for 10? 5 fighters are interested. Do you want to hire? Yes. So whenever you do battles, this will make your attack power stronger, basically. How many do you want to hire? Oh, I want 5. Sorry, 5. Done. That's the whole idea of the channel, Jeff Quest, is the only way you can hop from 1 to 1 to 1, it's like going back in time and you're playing everything that was available if it was all in front of you in one room. It's the magic. Okay, we can go ahead and leave. We're out of here. Now let's go north. Let's go north, and we'll head west. West. So the days are counting down as you move through Wilderness Campaign. This one, I believe, was originally 1980 when it was released. This is the Dungeon Trilogy, or the Campaign Trilogy, so all 3 games are part of this compilation, which is kind of cool because it's a compilation that did exist before, we just never played them before. All right, so that was Wilderness Campaign. Let's check out the other 2 on this one. It's a really cool pack if this is the kind of game you'd be into. By Synergistic Software. All right, I'm going to do it again, my speed up. Time to fast forward. And we want 2. Let's go Dungeon Campaign now. Yeah, there it is. I think we only got to this screen on Dungeon Campaign. This is the map for level 1. And again, I'm still fast forwarding. This is not going... Now I'm back to the normal speed you would have had in 1982. This is the map for level 2. I remember now. Dungeon Campaign was the game that when we played this originally, it loaded so slowly that even on fast forward, it was going to take too long. So I'm going to do the same thing here. We're going faster. Yes, build it up. You would have to wait for all of the dungeon levels to build themselves. I'm surprised they're showing you everything. I guess are you drawing it out while they're building it? You could have. It was going so slow at the time, but we are skipping like no tomorrow. All right, so we're in. And at the bottom of the screen, it explains the legal commands. You can go left, right, down, up, search, status, exit, jump, colors. I don't even know what colors means. Let's see, colors. L is, oh, it tells you what everything is. L, light green's walls, light blue's haze, red is U. So we're the giant pixel there. Yellow's treasury, gray's dragon, white stairs. Okay, thanks. Thanks for the color codes. All right, so if we want to move right, we have to hit R, and it moves our piece right. Now we go north. No, up. That's right, up. And you work your way around the maze like this, but it does the same thing. It makes random events happen. So if I go right, let's go down, down, left, and you have to remember it's so bizarre. I wish it had a joystick control, but this is how the games were controlled back then. All right, let's go down. Danger! You woke a man-eating dragon. Keep going down. We ain't scared of no dragon. Going down. Let's go to the left. Oh yeah, he wants some. I want to fight him. Come on, right. Yes, down. Attack. What's my commands? I forgot. Up, down. Can we do search right here? Sorry, no treasure here. You can only search for treasure. All right. But how do we attack? What's our status? The elf is alive. The dwarf is alive. Your party now numbers 13. Your total strength is 13. Your treasure is worth 0 quadroons. All right, can we move? Let's see if we try going down past the dragon. Oh, we killed him. That was the dragon attack. So epic. Now, the beginning of this dungeon campaign started with that dragon in the beginning. That was essentially what we were fighting. If you have the manual at the time, they're going to explain what the dragon looks like and give you a lot more description, because this is what you would see for the game. So there you go, there's Dungeon Campaign. And finally, the last part of the campaign trilogy. Let's again speed this sucker up. Finally got to check out Dungeon Campaign. That was originally, I think, 1978 when that one was out. But the newest one is the last one. This is Sorcerer's Challenge. Now, all three of these are part of this trilogy that will be rating after this. Let's take a look. Speeding Sorcerer's Challenge up. There we go. The Master Magician of the Kingdom of Thessalonia has reigned unchallenged for many years and acknowledged master of the arcane arts. The old wizard has never been bested in any test of magical skill. In recent weeks, rumors of a new, supposedly stronger power have spread through the kingdom. A strange sorcerer from the east has arrived and proclaimed himself supreme warlock in the kingdom, and has demanded tribute from all his subjects. Though younger than the Master Wizard of Thessalonia, his powers are awesome. The initial confrontation between the two magicians totally devastated the village in which they had rendered it uninhabitable for years. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of text. At the request of the king, the two sorcerers have agreed to settle their dispute on a deserted island to avoid destroying the kingdom in the process. Their initial confrontation has revealed that neither can be attacked directly, but instead be defeated indirectly. Whichever magician can first succeed in trapping his opponent by surrounding him completely by uninhabitable terrain will be the winner. It must be remembered that some of the spells available by the combatants are temporary duration only. Wait, are you going to play a wizard duel? Is that what we're doing? Is Sorcerer's Challenge a wizard's duel? Wizard's duel? By what name shall the old master magician? Gotta go with Merlin, right? What is their skill level? Let's make Merlin 0. The most skillful. That doesn't make sense. And how shall the usurper be addressed? Voldemort. And what's their skill level? Let's make them terrible. 15. Well, mighty and illustrious Voldemort, which way will you move? So you get to decide the direction that they're going to move. So if I say NW, is that northwest? It does. It moves them. Now, what type of spell do you want to use? A 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hour... A timed spell? Okay, we'll try a 3 hour, I guess. What area will you cast the spell? What in the... Is this... Whoa, I don't believe this. It controls by the paddle. What? No way. I don't believe it. So you're putting the spell down in a certain spot. Do you do... I'm clicking the paddle buttons, but nothing's happening. Maybe space? Okay, so the paddle buttons do not allow you to put the spell down, but what if we do enter, spacebar? Oh, it was alt, of course. Well, mighty and illustrious Merlin, which way will you move? All right, so we can say southeast. And then which spell do you want to use? Let's try a 6 hour spell. Where do you want to cast it? Let's put it right here. It's very bizarre the way that the paddle control works, because it's going on a grid wrapping around the side. So when you move the paddle all the way across, all it does is that. It's not what you expect. You think the cursor would allow you to move around freely like an analog joystick or something, but no. So this is a game that is, we've never seen this. We've never seen a 2-player versus strategy wizard spell game like this, where you get to control, I guess, hot seat. You and your buddy can playing as one of the wizards and then make decisions. Or you can play like I am, making the decisions for both at the same time, because I thought I was going to play against the enemy and play as the good wizard, but no, you're playing both. Well, mighty and illustrious Voldemort, which way will you move? Let's see what happens if he moves. Can you move it northwest into it? Okay, not yet. And then what kind of spell do you want to use? Let's do a 7 hour. And let's cast it right on him. And then Merlin. Let's see if Merlin moves north. What happens? Contaminated. Oh, okay. So the way the game works is you're putting spells up that last a certain amount of time to trap the wizard. Like I said in the directions. Who knew the directions knew how to play the game? So as you play, you continue to cast spells and move the players around. So it's a very simple strategy game, but a cool idea. Controlling both characters, putting up spells and trying to block them in, and once they're blocked in, then you win. So a multiplayer fighting game or spell-based game, that's awesome. All right, so that's all 3 part of the campaign trilogy. The other titles, you can definitely see the age because they were played in 1978, 1980. I believe that the Sorcerer's the Sorcerer's game was 81, possibly. But of all the games we've seen up to this point, this trilogy is awesome, a rare find. Let's see. Let's make this one. Is it above average? Yes. For all the games we've seen on the home computer, we've most of the time we base these compilations as individual games, and these can be played as individual. But for this trilogy, all 3, I'd say 3.5 stars is great. Yeah, really good pack for the time. Is it a 4-star pack though? Because of the replayability of the other titles, I'll say 4. Because if you were to get this, all 3 of those games would offer months of entertainment. Plus, the 2-player mode with the Wizards is awesome, or Sorcerers. All right, and with that, we've reached the end of our evening. Go ahead and put pause on that game playing. We'll be catching up again in February 1982. That's it for today, and like I always say, the 6502 can do anything. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.